Right then, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I'm in an empty Unit 9, so we've got big plans for this unit. This is going to be the new home for turbo manufacturing and hopefully some CNC machining. So today we've got a mezzanine floor being installed. That will literally be where I'm standing right now. So we're going to do a little bit of a time lapse of that for you. And while that's happening, we'll talk you through exactly what's going to be going on the mezzanine, what the plans are for underneath. So as you can see behind me, the steelwork's already flying up. While that's happening, I thought we'd give you a little bit more of a backstory into exactly why this is happening with Unit 9 and how we've gone from the unit that's currently behind you now to taking over pretty much all these units as well. So we'll dig a little bit into that now. So we're now at Unit 5. This kind of ties in with the whole growth situation that we're undertaking. There is another video on the move to Unit 5. The move to Unit 5 allowed us to expand in the other units, to expand the turbo department in the other units. Now we've outgrown that, that's going to Unit 9. So we'll quickly follow up on how busy Unit 5 is since that. I think it was 2.5, 3 years ago we moved into here. As you can see, Unit 5 is pretty much at capacity, so there's definitely not loads more room in here to be storing turbo core units, built units and new hybrid units. So that is another reason we need the space in Unit 9 for storing core stock and stock for sale. So we'll head back to the main unit now and have a look at the current setup over there and exactly what from that unit is going to be going over into Unit 9. 2.5, 3 years ago when dispatch moved over to Unit 5, it freed up space in here, which you can see is now taken over with all our projects and race cars. It also freed up space on this mezzanine, which majority of the stuff that's up there now is what's going to be going over to Unit 9. Let's go take a closer look. So we're up on one of the other mezzes that Astromez built for us probably 8 years ago now. I think they've actually done 8 mezzanine floors for us in total. So guess us in the comments below how much we've spent with Astromez over the last 10 years. 8 mezzanine floors across, what, 10 units? It's a decent chunk, put it that way. So behind me you can see some pretty small racking for some core unit storage. We have got plans for a lot more racking in Unit 9, which will be used for purchasing core in 10, 20 at a time rather than 2 or 3 at a time. We'll also have a look in the actual turbo room at what equipment is going to be getting moved over. So this is sort of the clean side of the turbo production. In here we've got, as you can see, a couple of workbenches, the CIMAT VSR balancing machine and G3 flow bench. All of this will be getting moved to Unit 9 and we'll be building a similar building to what we've got here on the mezzanine in Unit 9. We've also got some stock within this building. We don't plan to have that in the building in Unit 9. It's going to be sort of external, but we'll nip to the CAD room now and we'll talk through the exact plans. So hopefully everything I've just discussed in the last 5 minutes you'll see come together on our little bit of a CAD design, and hopefully you can see where we're going in the future. So we're in our main design room now where Harry does the majority of our work on Fusion 360 as you can see here, is designing quite a fancy manifold for our V12 project. We're actually looking at 3D printing this, which will be a first for us. What better project to try it on the V12? Obviously, we're probably going to blur this out, but there will be two of them. This is the bit that hopefully, if you've stuck around for this long in the video, hopefully this is where it all comes together and makes sense for everybody. So if I zoom out on this is our rough design of Unit 9, and you can see everything that we've kind of talked about leading up to this positioned within this design. Essentially, this is the room that I've just been in. So you can see the two benches. These are just sort of rough sizes, so we know what's what for like electricians and things like that. You got your two benches, CMAP balancer, flow bench. This racking, we're not going to leave in this room. We're probably going to position it out here, so the stock's away from the actual build. We've got large racking here, which I mentioned about the core units. This will be for palletized stock and stock that we need for the CNC machines. You've obviously got compressor receiver tank hidden away under the stairs. In this corner, this is going to be more of a strip and disassembly section, a bit more of a dirty area. Try and keep it clean over here and dirty over here. These are two blasting machines, which are currently downstairs in the workshop, so that's going to free up a lot more space for us. This is a hot wash, which is just outside on the mezz, another hand blast machine, and then we'll be looking at obviously a bit of free floor space, band saw, and a couple of other little bits of equipment we're potentially going to need for hopefully two CNC machines that we're going to squeeze underneath that mezzanine. So now we're on to the reasons why we're getting the CNC machines. So it has been a little bit of a difficult one for us. A lot of people we've spoke to previously have said, get it, you will not regret it, which I know for a fact we won't, but we already have quite a good relationship with sort of 3 other local machine shops to us, and they're companies we've worked with since day one. So we're talking 10, 15 year relationships with these companies, which we don't want to put an end to that. The plan is to get a machine operational in Unit 9 and focus on the custom side of things and the turbo development, while still maintaining the workflow with the existing suppliers. So up to now, we have been looking at all your usual machine suppliers, Haas, XYZ, Colchester. We did get a little bit carried away bidding on a Matsura. I think bidding got up to £130,000 and we bottled it a little bit because it was a bit of a crazy machine. I think Danny got some footage. If not, I'll put a picture of the machine in. It was probably a little bit overkill for what we need, but it was very cheap. I think it was like a £400,000 machine. But to start with, I think we're going to look at like a second-hand Haas or XYZ, similar size to like an ST30, maybe a twin spindle, and maybe I think it's a VF4. So if anybody's got one for sale or knows any operators who are sort of interested in our line of business. Same for the turbo side of things. It's always difficult to find not necessarily good staff, but staff that are also passionate about what we do, because everybody who works for us, we want to sort of involve in the process. So when we're going racing, we want people to come with us. When we're off-roading, it's sort of a team exercise, and if you don't enjoy working here, you don't want to be here. Everybody who works here, we want them to enjoy what they're doing and be passionate about it, and the products that we develop, we want to be doing them on our own cars and our own projects, and see that through start to finish. So hopefully that's given you a decent insight into where we are at the moment, what's happening with Unit 9. Obviously, while that's happening, we've still got all the project cars, the racing, everything's still functioning as normal. This is just kind of going on in the background. So yeah, when you see us playing out in snow, it's not all fun and games. There's a lot of work behind the scenes that we don't always cover it in the videos, but I thought this would be a nice one to, hopefully we'll see how it progresses. We'll get this video out, and as we get the machines in there, we can continue to update, and hopefully you'll continue to see it grow. And hopefully we're knocking some turbos out. We've got a few more guys employed over there and everybody's happy. So we'll give it a couple of hours and nip back across and see how they're getting on with the mezzanine. Right, as you can see, mezzanine is fitted. Took them a day and a half, not bad for money to be fair. They've done a nice job, as you can see. They've even swept up after themselves, so that's a decent sign. Obviously, we're going to get these walls painted white. I've already ordered a compressor. Next step is electrics and plumbing air lines in. Lights are on order. Another local company, Bell Lighting. We get all our sort of warehouse lighting, LED panels and everything from them. End of this month, we've got the building going up on here, and then we'll start moving everything across. If you've got this far, I know this is a bit of a boring video. There's not much action. I've been racking my brains thinking how we can improve this and make it a little bit more engaging, but it is a bit more of the mundane day to day. If you've enjoyed it, please comment below if you've got any ideas. Machines, equipment, anything like that, we're open to suggestions, so get in touch. We'll have a quick look upstairs before we end this one. Yeah, so next time you see this, there'll be a building where I'm standing now. We'll have some nice Altro flooring down, and a bit more racking where you are now. So yeah, like, share and subscribe to see the progress of Unit 9.